It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But if I ever find that you've changed at any time, it's not unusual. Hey, 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 it's not unusual.
By the late 60s, a mood of change and radicalism was beginning to take over Britain. Inspired in part by the American hippie movement and the Summer of Love, attitudes towards sex were becoming increasingly liberal. And with homosexuality newly decriminalized, same-sex love was firmly part of that agenda. New ideas about homosexuality were emerging, and with them whole new words and terms to describe these experiences.
I remember the first time when I heard somebody mention gay in a room, I questioned that, and I said, what do you mean gay? Gay happy? What do you mean gay? And they also talked about stereotypes. They talked about actually coming out of the closet, which meant, you know, being a lesbian everywhere, not just hidden in a ghetto or behind closed doors at home, but being a lesbian out in the open, on the streets, in the parks, in every pub in Manchester, and not in the one pub in Manchester, because then you're back to the ghetto. And I found this all very, very exciting, because I thought to myself, here we are defining ourselves.
GLF effected a huge change in gay visibility in the early 70s, but within the organisation all was not well. After only a couple of years, the men and the women split, with the women seeing the growing feminist movement as a way of fighting for political change, as women and as lesbians.
The women left GLF one meeting, and I actually wasn't involved in the organisation of that. It actually did come as quite a surprise to me when it actually happened. But in retrospect, I had to agree with what happened. It was really the attitude of the men. I mean, just because they were gay men didn't mean that they weren't men. And they basically treated us like shit. One of the ways we made money was to sell cups of tea and coffee. And they always expected the women to do it. And we did for ages until we suddenly thought, hang on a minute here, you know, why should we be doing it? You know, you aren't paralysed. You know, what did your last servant die of?
Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful.